We've got Judge Jimmy Woodruff, Coach Randy White, and special guest Shannon Davis Rutherford.
You know, I remember you playing softball, but I thought you could play basketball. Coach White said you could have played basketball, you just didn't do it.
I was scared of him. That's why I stayed away from
No
basketball.
way. Come on. Scared of Coach White? Come on.
No, I'm just kidding.
Coach, why was everybody scared of you?
I don't know. I was kind of easy.
Yeah,
That's what I always
kidding.
remember.
I
about
remember
you.
he never got emotional at slow pitch softball games. None of those guys, him or Henry, either one.
Softball was a lot easier for him.
It was.
We just saw the fire and the fury come out on the basketball court.
That's right. That's
I
right.
see.
You never saw that in softball, did you, Shannon? I never got
much.
upset.
Okay, let's talk about Shannon a little bit.
Okay.
She's right here. You know, you graduated high school in '89.
Yes, sir.
And then, sir, please, Coach, you were telling us a little bit off the camera. You're talking about her talent on the softball field, and then one day you're running, and she says, "I can't run," and next thing you know, finish the story.
Well, I just remember I was running. You were walking the track or something. I said, "Come on, Shannon, run with me." And she said, "I can't run." Next thing I know, she was running a marathon. Remember that?
Oh, yes.
All she needed was just the right little motivation.
And then we were out there one day, and she came by to see Coach Hargrove, and I wanted to borrow a helmet and shoulder pads. And I said, "What for?" And she said, "Well, I'm trying out for this women's football team." Next thing you know, she's made the team. So,
How did that go for you?
It went well.
How many years did you play?
I just played one because, let me tell you, the only reason I was able to play is because NASA has a program. I was working.
Okay.
And so, you know, I can't leave my full-time job to go
Well,
play.
that's nice.
So NASA has this program where it's a full-time study program. So you can work on your master's degree and still have your job and when you return.
Yeah.
So I was accepted into the full-time study program. And so I went up to the University of Minnesota to work on my engineering master's degree. So if I didn't get to do that, I wouldn't be able to play the football. So God was working His magic, and I was blessed to do both.
Now, how was that? Were you able to actually just
Oh my goodness!
This
yes.
Was it
It's what no
fishing?
flag,
Now,
no
I'm
flags
gonna tell you
football.
this.
Shannon, that's what we want to hear about.
that Todd should
wanna
be here
honest
talking about
with you.
this?
I'd never played a contact sport in my life. There's always softball, tennis, whatever.
Yeah.
And so, and even during the football season, or the tryouts and the practices leading up to the first game, they never hit the quarterback. Never hit the quarterback. And let me tell you, the first time I got hit was we had a walkthrough the morning before, no, the morning of the first game. And so one of the linebackers came through and nailed me. That was the very first time I got hit. And you talk about the coach. He grabbed that girl. I mean, he ripped her up by the mask.
Really?
Pulled her up and shooed her out. And I'm laying there and I'm just looking at the sky. Never been tackled in my life. And this is the first day of the first game. And I'm thinking, oh no.
Was this
What did I
warm-ups?
get myself into?
But it didn't hurt.
Was
It
this
did not
warm-ups
hurt.
of the first game? It was your own teammate that hit you?
It's the walkthrough before the game.
Oh, and your own teammates want to jack you up.
Right.
Oh, wow.
And so, but when we got in the game,
Yeah.
you're talking about some hits.
Yeah.
I mean, I was playing against some 6'5" girls weighing 230.
Good
And,
gracious.
and so it was a wake-up call.
Yeah.
You know, I wished I'd been hit before the first game.
Well, I bet you kind of wish you could hit back.
Well,
If nothing
definitely.
else.
I was like, hey, lineman, you kind of want you to say, get up and do something. But, I'm just, I don't know. Yes. It was pretty impressive of how big these girls were.
How fast they were.
Yeah.
So how did you do your first year? What was your record? Do you remember?
It wasn't that good.
Hey,
let me tell you.
it gets better the older you get now. Nobody remembers,
No
so go ahead
kidding.
and tell them how good you were.
Man, yeah.
Right, I was
Exactly.
6-1.
Oh, that's perfect.
Instead of 1 and 6, we were 6 and 1.
But see, the first year we were doing a barnstorming tour. It was just we traveled around to different areas, different cities, just to get our name out there. And so, and we did. It was just 2 teams, and so we just played each other and just to get our names out. And then the next year had 16 teams, and so different people bought different franchises, and so
How long did all that last, Shannon?
it's still going on.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
So where
as
were
far
you?
As I know,
where
I
were
think.
you when you played? Were you?
I was in Minneapolis.
Is in Minnesota?
Yeah.
That's
Sure,
pretty.
as a
That's
quarterback.
pretty. I know.
Yeah.
Wow. So That's just unreal thinking playing professional football. Going from softball to
having never played football before.
And,
in the words of Jerry Clower, the first game I saw, I was in it.
and Coach, I'm sure that just kind of did that surprise you?
Well, not really. If I knew Shannon.
Knowing Shannon, that didn't surprise you.
I mean, after the marathon, and then Shannon, wasn't you one of the last finalists for one of the survivors?
I was. Well, the football thing, kind of put my name out there, and so a lot of different TV shows started. Well, there was a TV show, To Tell the Truth. Y'all ever heard
remember that?
Yeah, they did a To Tell the Truth where they had the three people had to guess who Shannon Davis was. The professional.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's go.
The the NASA quarterback, professional quarterback. So after that television show, there was the Sunday morning. Do y'all know that? The CBS Sunday morning.
Yes.
Did an episode, and then I made it to the final 48 of the Survivor Africa. It was the number 3.
Wow.
And so
you were actually on the show?
No, the 48 of us ended up going to California, to LA. And
that is my favorite show, Shannon.
Is it really?
Yes, I wish you'd have. I have watched
goodness.
Okay, I missed the first season, and I watched the last episode of the first season. I caught back up, and I've watched every episode of every season.
Well, let me tell you.
So I wish you would have been on. That would have been awesome.
My life would have been different, so I'm glad it didn't. But anyway,
I wish you'd have made that. Would have been.
It was a heartbreak because we had to sign contracts and everything, so we couldn't tell our work when we went over there for 2 weeks, and we were actually subpoenaed to that one hotel and for 2 weeks, and we acted like they said no talking to anybody, so it was really cool. So
but I
did made it.
We had a question from the gallery over here.
Oh, yes, sir.
We want to know, how does your husband feel about being married to a quarterback?
He loves it. He loves it. Let me tell you. Don't you? No, he's very proud of me.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think it was the quarterback reference that Todd was getting to.
Well, how does your daughter feel about having a mama as a quarterback?
Now that she realized, I'm gonna have grandchildren say, "Hey, my grandma played football."
Right.
My grandmama didn't play softball. She played
hardball,
football.
Let me go back to Shannon's senior year. That was the first year I coached softball.
Her senior
year.
Okay.
And it was really, we won the state that year because of people like Shannon. And,
wow.
But that one side of the infield had her at left field, Allison Dungy at third base, and Rebecca Moore at shortstop. So.
Right.
But I mean, that ball's hit the left field. I think we wound up 45-11.
Right.
I think.
Yes.
Shannon hit 444, 10 home runs, 65 RBIs.
If I could have done no better than that, I wouldn't even try.
A slow pitch, but still, we were playing the best teams in the state.
Oh, yeah.
That's right, because fast pitch hadn't been brought in yet.
Right.
How was that playing? Would you have liked to play fast pitch? How was slow pitch? And
sure.
Would you have preferred to play fast pitch?
We grew up playing fast pitch.
Fast pitch at Rec League over at West Athens.
West Athens.
Right.
Yep.
Yes, at West Athens, Cowart now.
Yeah.
And then in my freshman year, that's when Kathy Coggins and I went in to see Coach T. Jackson and said, "Hey, we want to play some ball." And thank goodness for Title IX, he went and made it happen. And but it was slow pitch, and so we weren't complaining.
Yeah,
you got to play.
Right, exactly. So hey, slow pitch is fine with us doesn't matter if it's slow or fast. So,
but
we had no choice.
Right, going back to that senior year, I mean, how many we have on the team, Shannon? Was it 11, 12 maybe?
I don't. Yeah,
it wasn't many, but anyway, and I won't call any names, but we had a starter chose to leave the state. We were in the finals, and it was also prom night.
Oh my! Are you serious? No,
she
Coach.
chose to leave the state tournament to come back to our prom.
Yeah.
So, but and it was tough. I mean, but these kids band together, and they kind of showed them. We wanted to stay, and we had a really good principal that backed us, and that young lady wasn't in the picture or didn't get a ring, but
She didn't. So she didn't get a ring.
No.
That's.
Are you kidding?
I'm good.
I kind of feel the players would have.
Well, I mean that's good, Coach, because I would.
Well,
if I was the players, I wouldn't. You know.
And I'm not knocking her. I mean, everybody had a choice.
Everybody's got a choice.
Got a choice, but when you got other.
She chose that, and I mean, it worked out well for both of us.
Good.
But you were a senior too, Shannon, right?
Right,
And you
yeah.
could have made that same choice to walk off, but you chose your team over the prom.
And we walked in to the prom. It was 30 minutes after it. They were shutting down.
Really?
Yeah, the parents were taking down all the decorations and stuff.
And you was like, we got a championship.
Yeah, exactly.
Where were you at? You was here dancing. We were winning the championship.
BZ don't hold no grudges, does he?
I trash talk like Ty. Ty's over here trash talk for him, so I trash talk for him right now.
Nah, but going back to that, I mean, like I said, she made a choice, and she was happy, and we were too, so it worked out well. But, yeah, it was fun having people like Shannon, and all those kids on that team were really good.
But what kind of overall? What kind of player was she?
Oh, she was a
person. What was she overall, Coach?
Well, I mean, I think you've been around her 10 minutes now, and you know what kind of person she is.
Absolutely.
It's pretty obvious, but and that type of player as well, and hard nosed, and like I said, that personality, her being a football player and one of the finalists for Survivors, that tells you what kind of player it was. I mean, she was one that was going to give you 100% no matter what you did.
Shannon, let me ask you this. Kind of thinking about that and just kind of me sitting back reflecting on you and not knowing you but knowing of you through Coach White and all the history here. Tell us about athletics and what kind of that did for you and just the rest of your life. What kind of values, what do you learn from that you've implemented in your life and through work? And talk a little bit about that, because I think the kids out there need to hear this.
Coach White has meant so much to me. I've learned a lifelong lesson from him, and it was through athletics. Even through that 1 year, I had to learn a hard lesson when I was a senior, and because I wanted to play a different position, and this guy right here wouldn't let me. And I love the sport so much, and I love my teammates even more, that I had to learn that I had to put my own wants and needs aside to do what's best for the team and to be the best team player I could possibly be. And I've learned that teamwork is the most crucial thing in any kind of field. It doesn't matter if you're sports, education, and in my engineering career, I had to be the best team player, even if I didn't want to be. I mean, even at NASA, if I had some goals that I thought was best for myself, but I learned back in my senior year that, hey, sometimes I've got to put those aside and do what's best for my overall team. So teamwork is huge, and you got to learn that. And that's something I learned in sports.
You can't get that anywhere else, can you? Growing up, you really can't get anywhere but sports.
No, exactly.
Right. And team sports have such a value.
Right.
There's great individual sports, but there's something that you learn team-wise that's different.
Right, exactly. And that has probably been the best lesson I have learned throughout my whole sporting career. And I've used, and to this day, my husband and I are teaching this little girl here that lesson. And
now, is she following your footsteps, playing sports, softball maybe?
Well, let me tell you, she's played everything but softball.
Everything but softball.
Believe it. Everything but softball. She's right now she's got volleyball, and then she's got basketball, and then soccer. She had to choose between soccer and softball. So she went with soccer.
Right. Where's she playing at?
Madison Academy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Shannon, we're happy. We'll be there a couple weeks covering the Limestone County Sports Hall of Fame. So hopefully we'll be able to.
Tell him to wear.
No, I don't wear ties. So, but I won't wear nothing. I won't wear my Alabama shirt. I promise.
Okay.
But yeah, hopefully we'll get to talk to you again there. And I know Coach White. I know he's tickled to death going in. And like I said, they're not allowed to choose people to be elected in, but I know when your name came up and you were chosen, I know that put a big smile on his face.
Well,
and I know you can tell how much y'all mean to each other when you saw each other and smile on each other's faces. So
when I heard him on the radio, I was like, yes, he's gonna be here.
And when we heard Coach White was coming in to talk, and we heard you was coming in, we said that worked out real good.
That's gonna be good.
I actually talked to Shannon on the way over here, but I didn't tell her I was going to be here.
Right.
I'm afraid she might turn around and head back to
go the other way.
That's what I told Robert. I said, Coach White didn't say anything about him going to be here.
Yeah.
Him going to be here.
Well, I want to say something about Shannon's husband, Robert. I've known Robert probably since my wife grew up next door to him. Okay. And his mom and dad. And probably I met my wife in 1973, and that's when I met Robert. And he's a little bitty head, but it's just fitting that they're married now. That's a perfect couple.
Small world.
Great guy, and great wife, great daughter.
That's good.
But anyway, it's just fitting. I just wanted to, say that about him as well. So.
Absolutely. That's
great.
Awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to take a quick break. It's been a great segment. Look for yourself on the YouTube channel, Shannon. Won't be long.
Thanks, Shannon.
We're going to take a quick break.
Thank you,
The
Shannon.
season finale, ladies and gentlemen, Applebee's Tailgate Talk. We'll be right back.